on in, and we'll just take the vehicles over. It's a sort of dark.
Oh yeah, that's pretty dark. It's the same one last night.
We're moving green fob. We need 3 MRAPs, alt logic, alt transit.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Saturday Squad Ops event. I am your commentator for this evening's Shadowed Ritual, and today we bring to you Operation Dark Trail. It's a dark operation. It's a route clearance operation, and I'll go into a little bit more detail before we break it down for the U.S. platoon brief. So, essentially, the U.S. are tasked with clearing out a route from RP radio. That's excuse me. They start near radio station at the I-737 area, and their task is to move west or northeast to clear out either a Cop Lasso or RP radio. They have a string of assets that they can use, including 3 MRAPs, 2 logistics trucks, and 2 trans trucks. So they've got plenty of vehicles to maneuver themselves around with. They also get 2 automatic riflemen, 1 grenadier, 1 lat, and 1 medic per squad, and they get 2 medium machine guns and 2 breaches for the platoon.
Dorf, go ahead and have your guys load up. Cage, have your guys hang out by the
and they're tasked with going just direct west to Cop Lasso. Sorry, I misread it. So they are tasked with moving from radio tower, following the road west, going through Desna, and then back up towards Cop Lasso that is located at B961. So they start at RP radio, and then they follow the blue line all the way to Cop Lasso. And the militia are tasked with setting up roadblocks, a minimum of 2, a maximum of 4.
Sounds good.
At anywhere along the blue route. They can set up any roadblocks they want before live if it's west of the FG line, but if they want a roadblock more east than that, they have to wait until after live, and they have to maneuver with their lodges and whatnot. Their assets include 2 automatic riflemen, 1 medic per squad, 2 medium machine guns, and 1 scout per the platoon. And for vehicles, they get 2 Logi techies and 2 Logi trucks, and they can build up to 4 roadblocks. Let me see if they're doing their brief.
360 shovel.
All right.
How are we moving these
I don't think they're going to.
move out once live happens.
Oh, they are doing a platoon brief. We'll go back. We'll catch their brief, and then I'll go show you exactly what the militia roadblocks entail. And the catch for this op is the trans trucks and the Logi trucks, or the Logi trucks only have to stay on the road. They can't go off-road to get to Cop Lasso. They need to stay on the road. They can maneuver around wrecks and whatnot, so it's not like they're 100% stuck to the road, but they have to be on the road as much as possible. I'm going to go ahead and listen into the U.S. platoon brief, and then I'll go into more detail about the roadblocks.
Most everyone over here? You guys ready?
Sorry.
Yes, sir.
We can move what?
Alright, let's get this crazy show
Nothing, I love you.
on the road.
Okay.
Welcome to Operation Dark
Trail.
Oh yeah, Dark Trail.
Oh,
Sorry.
Oops.
Totally misread the doc. Thought it said something else. So, this operation is pretty straightforward. We've been ordered to cross the river here, kind of in force, and clear out the following route, which has green fob marks all over it. As we do that, our precious Logi trucks apparently have tires made of glass, so if they ever leave the pavement, they will explode. So try not to leave the pavement. The ultimate goal is to follow that route, clear out any roadblocks or resistance we find along it, and move over to the red mark. Pretty straightforward, should be pretty easy. Hopefully there aren't very many bad guys out there. And if there are very many bad guys, that's why you have guns, shoot them. So how we're going to do that is we're going to have Squad 1 pushing out on foot in front of the column, about 200 to 300 meters in front of us at all times, clearing out, kind of screening the contact on the road. Squad 2, run by Dorf, will be in charge of the M Logis proper. Your guys' entire job is to babysit those trucks, make sure that they don't explode, or get shot at, or anything bad happens to them. So you guys will be playing 360 security, primarily to the rear of the column. Hero, his squad will be in the trans trucks, and they'll be kind of ready to help defend the force in any direction as they come. They'll be able to push forward to help out Peach, kind of be a jack of all trades as needed. And then finally, HML, you guys are going to get 3 MRAPs and defend the column with the MRAPs. It's going to be pretty straightforward. Hopefully it's pretty uneventful. And we get through alive. Anyone have any questions?
Sir, no, sir.
All right.
Stuck walking.
Well, then go ahead and load up, and then we'll be ready for storm. We're ready.
Get
Alright,
some
so we're
raiders.
staying
Get
on
some.
the ground.
Right, so a pretty standard
We'll just wait until he's up
plan
before
for
but we can be
Rose.
there
He's gonna have a forward element about 200 meters. He says. I feel like it's not gonna end up being that way. It's probably gonna be more like 100, maybe 150 tops. He's gonna have a QR force with transport trucks. He's going to have a squad defending, Logi proper, and then he's gonna have a QRF with MRAPs. So should pan out nicely for him. And so, but over checking out what the militia have, these are their roadblocks. They're minimum of 2 wooden walls or 2 oil barrels. I think they're all going to be wooden walls. They're minimum of 2 wooden walls across the street, and they can also put barbed wire to sort of stop infantry from getting too close. Anything else they put cannot stop the vehicles from rolling through. So the main part. The roadblock is considered dug down when these 2 structures are down, these 2 wooden barrels. And for those of you who were in yesterday's firefight recoilless rustlers, it actually has an effect on today's op. In the previous firefight, if militia was able to save at least one of the SPGs from either round, then this event is active.
No, my guys are just fucking handicapped.
Militia roadblocks placed and the E11 and F11, so these 2 keypads can have a possible SPG with them. So this fob here, led by Seabass, can have a possible SPG somewhere. Let's see if we can find it. It's a Dishka. A possible SPG or HMG. So yeah, they're gonna use an HMG instead of the SPG, which I don't hate. They can put down some pretty decent fire against the MRAPs and deal with a lot of those light-skinned vehicles pretty easily, and they don't have to worry about the ammunition costs that the SPG takes. And we are live. Great job on our event admins getting things going really quickly, getting started amazingly soon. We've got 3 roadblocks down. Doesn't look like they're going to go for the 4th one. Expert has 2 squads close-ish towards the radio truck, and then they've got squad 2 screen for squads 4 and 5 where the actual roadblocks are. I don't feel like they're going to put a lot of effort into defending the roadblocks. I feel like they're going to try and interdict them before they even get to the spots. And we've got who's this? Which squad is this? Fulcrum squad overwatching the road, and as long as they stay low, they should be able to see.
I'm riding in the transport.
All right, I'll move over. I'll switch with you when we get across the river.
Oh, you took a spot.
Sorry. Let's pull full convoy across the river. And have the security over there.
It looks like Atomic Peach is going to just run a staggered column left, right side of the road as they move ahead. It's definitely not 200 meters like they wanted, so it's probably going to be closer to 25, 50 meters. I'd like to see a little bit more distance between the infantry screen. Oh, they already spotted the rocks, the Fulcrum squad on top of the rocks. Great, easy spot. Hello, everybody who's joining us on Twitch. Hello, Comrade. Hello, Plunge. People talking in our Twitch chat. And those of you joining us on YouTube. This is Operation Dark Trail. And it's the map layer is based off of the Gordok infantry layer. It's a little bit modded, as in we've taken things away like the spawn protection and vehicle scaling is on and stuff like that. I think we moved a couple of the spawns as well.
No worries. Yes, 3. Go ahead and have your guys unload.
Yeah, Plunger, it is a night-ish map. I feel like it's like dusk. Sun's going down still. You still got a little bit of light, but it's just super overcast.
Just off the road and have them fall in behind 1. I want you to take quad behind 1 and
assistant.
Shit.
So abandon the transfer.
Basically.
What direction was the contact?
I like that Atomic Peach has gotten his squad off of the road,
One
and
would
they are
use
now
contact
they're
the bridge.
screening closer to the river. I'd like to see at least a buddy team across the street, though, sort of screening the northwest, because they've got Squad 1 here, led by Siles, who looks like he's gonna wait for Squad 3 to engage, and then he's gonna swing in for a flank from the northwest.
No idea from where.
Yep, returning fire.
Alright, go ahead and engage the...
Traces work both way, Mr. Moneyman. Traces work both way.
Yep. Don't have them pushing it, just have them provide speed locally.
Go ahead and slowly work your way up if you can. If you want to just stay back and fire, go for it.
Yeah, we're on stay back for now. If you need our support.
They have some decent deflay to hide behind, so it's not like they're in a lot of trouble, but it's going to be very hard for them to maneuver, especially that they're going to and they're losing all eyes on anything to the northwest of them. And it's just a matter of time before Expert tells Squad 1 to come in for a flank. I'd like to see 2 and 5 to spread out just a little bit and get a little bit of a wider security.
Get onto the rock overlooking one.
I like where they set up the spawn, or I like where they set up the roadblock at the crest of the hill so they won't even know it's there until it's too late. Yeah, if they don't have a proper infantry screen far enough ahead, they can run right into an ambush with that discus techie set up on the road towards the Desnet area. And I really feel like that was planned out by Expit. Looks like Fulcrum Squad is laying in some decent fire onto Atomic Peach's guys, and they're trying to maneuver into, like they're trying to beat them and move quickly underneath their guns, allowing squads, squads 3 and squads 2 to potentially lay down fire, while Squad 1 maneuvers to assault. And it's really making it hard for Fulcrum's guys to get a downward angle, and that's great maneuvering by Atomic Peach and his squad. Great job to keep them moving. I personally probably would have had them, lay low and try and bound forward, but I would have been wrong in that situation. Atomic Peach had it right, getting his whole squad moving and getting underneath their guns, not allowing them, forcing them to get into disadvantageous positions to lay down fire.
I'm sending Baroncino up to gun for one of your MRAPs.
Look at that body, just it had gotten shot and fallen, and it looks like the none of those are all just respawn dust. So yeah, it looks like it's a pretty even 1-to-1 trade so far. So it's still anybody's game. I do feel like the militia are in a better spot if the US doesn't get a better security out. Yeah, it looks like 1 is already starting to maneuver north. And I like 3. 3, good job on 3. Finally pushing out some security to the northwest. And they should be able to catch some stuff. I like this spot actually with the Jenkins, BVD runner, Mr. Sauce. So basically, Hero's full squad is now watching their northwest flank. They need to have a little bit of better 360 security, because that's going to allow this fire team with Evan, SMA, Silent, Ryan, and Retro to come up right on top of them without them noticing anything. Militia Squad 3 needs to fall back. Militia Squad 3 is actually not in a bad spot. They've lost 1 guy, and their entire mission right now is to just slow them down. As long as they're not losing people, I don't think they need to fall back. They just need to be there, and they need to soak bullets, allowing Squad 1 to maneuver. See, because Squad 3 is drawing the attention of 2 full squads now, and as long as they're not trying to return accurate fire, I think they're doing their job.
Have the gunner get in the passengers. I want to save the guy's life.
Man, I have contact northwest of me within 60 meters.
Alright, see? Cool. So 3 finds these contacts. Yeah. 3 finds these contacts. This position is now blown. And Squad 3 led by Fulcrum for the militia is starting to fall back slowly. I like this. He's not going to pull back entirely. He's going to bound back with by at least buddy team, fire teams. And he's going to just slowly pull back. Spreading out the U.S. forces, essentially. Try and draw these guys in. Atomic Peach looks... Oh. Wow. They're just pushing through with an MRAP. This is ballsy as fuck. Is that a single MRAP that just pulled through? Yeah. Lord Tachanka, or Lord Chanka, and I can't get it, who his guy. Oh, and he's attacked by that that discotheque he set up back, but this is not gonna. This is not good. Yeah, this was an ill-advised rush by the MRAP. It rolled right into that discotheque. There's a great set of shots by who's this Powers. Powers is on the gun, or Jacko. Yeah, Jacko 800's on the gun, and they have sight lines for fucking ever. As soon as they cross that bend, they are able to lay down fire until yeah, it just really just goes down. Extremely bad idea for the MRAP. Yeah, I don't know what that was. That was a very poor decision. I think he was really just trying to scout out enemy positions, but it's not going to amount to anything. I guess it forced 3 to fully pull back off of this hill, as Bart, Cam can't run, or Bartok Warrior and Revy B push up onto this hill. Looks like they took out one more guy. So all in all, the militia are up a couple kills, up about 4 kills, but the U.S. are pushing.
Yes, we do.
I need to see them tighten this up.
Alright.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Dorf, I want you to
Evan, Esme, Silent, and Retro are in grenade range, as you heard from Hero, and they're taking it. They take out at least 2, at least 3. I see 3 bodies here. And Hero's just gonna cut his losses and get out. They need to maintain security though.
Copy that.
I did not know you have my guys dismounted.
Plunger, they're not allowed to go through water, but I think what Nosa was saying is maybe crossing this bridge and having some overwatch on the other side. The thing is, the MRAP is it's not a Crow's MRAP, so it's very difficult for the for it to get accurate silence, especially with how dark this map really is. It's just very hard, and I'd really like to see the MRAPs just embedded with infantry here, with like Ferracino's MRAP, and more. It's just it's a base of fire for infantry to maneuver around. Like there's very combined arms they need to work with. They can't have these vehicles just running off on their own. They need infantry support. Yeah, only the Logi stay on the road. Yeah, they're not Crows. They're just open top MRAPs.
Copy that. I want to try to get all of us to the south of contact.
Squad 1 on Atomic Peach is pushed through the militia squad 3.
I know. Trying to get him back.
And secured the area, it looks like. He's got a pretty good Overwatch position now. They still got to worry about their squad, Militia Squad 1, 2 Atomic Peaches northwest.
Copy that.
Alright, rocks are secured. We do have contacts northwest.
And Atomic Peach calls out those contacts.
Alright, I want you to
Great communication.
Cover our events.
Holding right.
3,
Yeah,
go ahead,
the only
load up
vehicles that
trucks.
have to stay on the road are the logistics trucks. Every other truck can do essentially whatever they want. I don't think they can cross water, but like they can use bridges and they can go off-road and whatnot. Squad 1 is going to pull off. Looks like they're going to move northwest. It's going to take it. They're pulling themselves out of the fight right now, I feel, by going north. If anything, I'd like to see Silent's fire team reconnect with his squad and then push south from there. But there may just be repositioning, but they're going to be out of the fight for a couple minutes. And we'll see if the U.S. platoon can take advantage of this.
Are you taking contact?
Another MRAP. Fettuccine pulls up its MRAP, and again, as soon as it crosses this,
Alright, so contact report in Gulf 8, Key 1.
Dorf, tell your guy to pull out of there.
as soon as it crosses that bend in the road, it's deadly for the MRAPs. There they go. They're pulling it back. We'll see if Jack can get this kill. He's lobbing shells. That's the problem right there. It's at such a range he's got to lob the shells. Doesn't manage to take out the MRAP. Oh, am I speaking too soon? Nope. Ferracino manages to get the MRAP out. But again, pushing forward with no infantry support. That's the problem. Squad 1 should be the lead element, and that was how it was briefed. Squad 1 was the lead element 200 meters ahead. MRAPs are supposed to support Squad 1, so they need to be patient, wait for Squad 1 to push up, and take control, and make a proper screen. Right now, they're just throwing MRAPs away when they just try and drive them forward like that.
Squad 1, you there? Repeat. Yeah, are you taking any more contact northwest? Negative. He north.
Rose is running right up on these guys, lawn darts and friends. We'll see if somebody can decapitate command here. They're spitting distance.
Alpha, keep focusing on rear security. Sorry. Moving southwest.
How close?
Command, Command, one of the MRAPs is down to 20% health. What do you want to do?
Alright, go ahead and get that MRAP towards the rear, defending our rear.
Why are they sticking so hard to roads with those Vics? I have no idea why they're sticking. I'd like to see the MRAPs be a little more off-road. The only vehicles that need to stay on the road are the Logi. Ooh. Guys getting close. They're shooting past. They don't see lawn darts. 2 feet from them. Oh, Angry Frog does.
Copy that. Heavy HMG spotted is 215 from command.
Great GL fire by the US squad here. Tosses a frag. Does this take out lawn darts? I think it's a little far. Yeah, just a little far. Doesn't manage to take anybody out. Raptor actually misses it. Lawn darts. They're not calling this contact out effectively because Rose Dragon is not aware of how close they really are. They need to talk to. They need to use their local a little bit more. They're gonna get trapped in there. Yeah, there's no way out of there. That is spooky close. They are just eerily close. Definitely within grenade range.
8, 9.
Someone cover our retreat.
Yeah, but if they brought the MRAP up to like screen with Squad 1 through the fields right here, that'll cut off the MG from supporting the infantry at such range and force the infantry to and force the MG to either watch the road or their flank.
They were laying down with a AR.
Alright, 4, go ahead and cross.
Squad 1 is still going to be out of the round for a little, or out of the match for just a little bit as they continue to maneuver on their northwest. I think they're going to try and, it's hard to see what they're going to do. We just got to wait and see what they're going to do.
Hotel 10-4, sorry. They're pushing
Well, looks like a Tom Peach got shot in the face here. I see your body. Yep, Tom Peach is down.
They're in grenade range of me.
Oh, great MG.
I'm hit.
Still have MRAP. I have 1 MRAP repositioning.
Alright, Dorf, get your guys up. Just get everyone up here on this hill late.
Ah, damn it.
One spreading as far west as you can.
Razgo's shooting at last known position, shooting up the smokes.
Spread out here.
Not a bad call. I'd like to see them spread out just a little bit and push their security about another 75 meters northwest, and then make a line formation moving southwest from there. I think that's going to be the better spot. They need to try. They need to hold right here, hold vehicles right around this bend with just a minimal security, and they need to clear their northwest, and from there they're going to be able to take control of this bend in the road. Because this bend in the road is a great choke point being held down by just a single person. Well, technically 2 people. It's Jacko 800, and then I assume I think that's Xbit there. Yeah, Xbit.
Clear that contact and we'll move south. And 4, you don't have to stay on the roads with the MRAP.
Probably blown through a lot of ammo. I'm not sure how much ammo they actually have. But the MG only takes, what, like 50 ammo to reload, rather than the SPG's couple hundred to reload it. So all in all, this MG has paid itself off, killing 1 MRAP and basically crippling a second one. That second one is going to have to play very, very conservatively, and I believe they also lost one of their drivers, and so just taking the man out the fight is really good too. I like this line formation they've got going. They've spread it out just a little. Is that a? Yeah, it's a right. Don't need to worry about that. Yeah, they spread it out, and then now they
that's where
just
that
need to
heavy gun is.
push. I'd like to see one of the MRAPs come up here where the MRAP's at. There's one. Oh, Nessa said it. Maybe put somebody across the street, and that's what they did. I believe that was Nosa. But we got Heartbreaker and HML on the other side of the road. But see, you just heard HML saying it's so foggy. It's very hard to see anything. We've got these outlines. We can see everything, but it's just very, very difficult for the people in game to see anything.
Copy that.
I see our friendlies. See, if we were in a position. Oh, man.
If this one's gonna be here, I like to see this hurt one, led by Ferricino and who's that? Kralson? I like to see that up here with the infantry, laying down fire from right behind them.
Gauge that contact, take them out.
Yeah, that MRAP would need somebody with binos to be more effective. I think HML is a squad lead. Yeah, HML is a squad lead. Get out, use your binos, get the other guy in the gun. But I understand you want to maintain driver gunner in an op for sure. It's very hard to as soon as they take fire, you don't want that.
Copy that. Hero, keep that MRAP A.
Keep that dish fired. I'm getting into a position where I can hit it.
Alright. Yeah, try to get that dish down if you can. But don't lose the MRAP doing it.
Like this, they're bounding forward. There's great bounding by this squad here. Squad 1, I think this was Atomic Pizza Squad, has done a great job so far in their movement, at least, being very aggressive. Redman takes a shot. I think Rico Shademan's the one who does it.
Copy that.
The militia have a really nice line formation inside this this tree line, I guess this would be, right on the other side of the road. Yeah, Tadishka has a command, actually, has the militia command guiding in its fire, and it's essentially blocking off an entire avenue of access. Ooh, somebody, something boss ends up getting shot. Ooh, Dishka fire, or not Dishka, 50 cal fire from the MRAP is starting to come in. Just following tracers back. I don't think they can see much. There they are. You see them in the distance. Just following tracers back.
Coming from southwest west. Dorf, go ahead and bring the damaged MRAP up approximately to my and start engaging that contact.
Ooh, Dishka sees them. They're returning fire.
Command, be advised, my ability to zoom is non-existent at this time.
Copy that.
Bug.
See, new squad leader, 209 my position. I would say it's about.
Look how far up he has to aim to get down any kind of accurate fire or fire in range, I guess, or rounds in range of that MRAP. MRAP's just gonna move.
Hey, firm, I'm currently taking shots at that dish.
But it's taking the Dishka out of the fight. It's not allowing the Dishka to lay down fire into any of the infantry as they sort of get ready to crest this hill. So the timing might be near perfect. If this MRAP can swing around. I don't know if this bridge is here. There is a bridge around the D11 area. But I don't know if it was implemented or not with this version of the mod.
What's your
You need someone to guide 50 cal rounds in, exactly. Let me just double check over here. I don't know if this bridge is here.
I have eyes on that shit.
Alright,
there's the bridge here. Yep. They added a bridge at the D12 area. So that's an option for this MRAP led by HML and Heartbreaker. So we'll see. We'll see if they decide to use it. Because that could be devastating, actually. If they were to load up a full MRAP and swing in and put them into the town from the rear, that could help them out very, very well, very nicely. Squad 1 for the... Where did Squad 1? That's not it. That's Squad 3. Where did Squad 1 for the militia go? Are they that techie squad? They said they possibly are techies. I'm not seeing any techies on the map. Oh, there they are.
That MRAP.
Such a wasted flank by them. I don't know why Silas is pulling his guys so far back. I'd have liked to see them sort of continue to harass them from their northern flank as they tried to move.
Dorf, have your Logi drivers abandon the truck and have them join the fight. We'll white clock back and get them.
Say again?
Abandon Logi, have your 2 guys in it join the battle.
They need to stop trying to hug this road so close. I'd like to see Squad 1 move a little bit further west and just use the tree line to their advantage. They know this just because they're at this point.
Right,
there's no reason to continue trying to hold that hill.
To the west of 1, 2, you're going to do the longest lap.
Oh, it looks like the Dishka took out the MRAP. That's why Squad 4 wasn't responding. Squad 4 was dead.
Alright. Let's go ahead and start rotating this line and rotate it.
Unfortunate use of the MRAPs this round. I'd like to see them be a little more embedded with infantry as they maneuvered. They tried to be sneaky with a couple of them. They tried to be sneaky with this one. This one was used pretty well, in my opinion. Like the MRAP just put down some really accurate fire, and it was very unfortunate for them. I'd like to see some infantry to maybe cover and infiltrate them from the rear of Desna. But that's hindsight with this one. The first MRAP that just sort of barreled in and tried to make it as it looked like it just tried to make it as far as it could. Just that one was sort of a waste. This last MRAP, it's very hurt. But they're finally putting it where I said they should have way earlier. It's embedded with infantry, and it's able to support them without putting itself in harm of that Dishkateki on the hill. Yeah, they should have used the MRAP as a transport to reposition troops. Exactly. They need to be able to maneuver a little bit more. They had 2 transport trucks, 2 logistic trucks, which were essentially just objectives, so they're not really a factor. And then they had the 2 MRAPs. They could reposition a full platoon essentially with the 2 transport trucks. But they continue to try and assault from the same direction. And it's easy for us to say things like that. You know, they should have maneuvered around a little bit. But when you're down on the ground, you're forced to make decisions on the fly. You don't always. You got to be able to step back and think of the big picture, and realize that you need to be able to pull back and reposition. But I see where Rose Dragon's coming from. He's not. He is slightly repositioning to the west. He's just not repositioning as effectively as I feel he could be, especially if he were to use his transport trucks. They even abandoned 1 transport truck right there. But using 1 transport truck to maybe push west, hit this road, and push south from there, and having infantry pushing in from their northwest, that can change the entire dynamic of the fight if the militia are now forced to cover almost 300, 400 meters of space rather than knowing the Americans, the U.S., are coming from the northeast. That forces them to just keep their eyes in one direction rather than 2. Yeah, mechanized infantry, Mosa. Well, what did Exped call them? I believe Exped called them mechanized infantry. I guess motorized with the truck, mechanized with the MRAP supports.
Man, we're coming up to an open field. We're gonna stop short of it and stand by.
Alright, 2, I want you to go ahead and go around the western edge of that field.
I think that's the difference. I believe motorized infantry just means you move around in trucks. Mechanized means you have like fire support weapons with you.
2,
Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong.
Engage 2-story building. 3, prepare to maneuver towards the building.
Dishkateki's in range. Oh!
Or the MRAPs.
2-3 shots from that Dishka. They know this position. They know the position of that Dishka, or they should know it. Just following traces back, they've actually put traces back on it. They should know that's there.
3, you guys are the only ones with comms with those 2-1 that buddy pair.
Very unfortunate for the MRAPs. They just weren't able to be as effective. How many kills did they end up getting? Yeah, Dishkateki's managed to get 1 kill. So. Looking back there, or looking like this bird's eye view, it's a lot of open fields they're being forced to cross. It's very hard for the for the U.S. to maneuver through. I don't want to see them try and cross any of these roads. Yeah, getting infantry in those transport trucks and repositioning them on the northwest might have been their best bet. Even a single squad to defend their lodges, so that way they're not just immediately blown up. Getting them to infiltrate from the northwest, or even swing around from that other bridge, which I don't think a lot of people remember because it's not on the map. It's right here though.
3, if you come in behind us, you're just gonna be in the same position we are.
Alright, 3, wrap around to the north of 2.
It is hard for the militia to fight at distance, Nosa, but when the militia has
If you maneuver from the
a
east,
Dishka guided in by binoculars, it really evens the odds for the US because it's a one life event. Just the sheer amount of fire moving in the direction, even if it's not completely accurate, as long as it's in the general direction, is going to cut off avenues of approach for the US, forcing them to try and come in from another angle. No scopes going around for anybody, actually, Nosa. The U.S. don't get any ACOGs or anything along those lines. They do get their red dot sight, which at range does help them out a little bit, and the militia are forced to use like the iron sights, but technically no like actual zoom optics for anybody.
Basically orbit
Yeah,
this
Jacko 800's done some work. Wow, look at that, 8 kills with this Dishka. Yeah, this Dishka has paid itself off hand over hand. I like where Rose is moving, guy, though. He's still got about 2 squads to work with, give or take a couple guys. It's probably pushing like a squad and a half at this point. He's going to try and get them to avoid these 2 fields entirely and swing in from the northwest, which is a great call on his part. Yeah, a lot of foliage blocking the Dishka at this point.
Command, I recommend you stay far out of sight and get far west when you make any more movements.
Copy that. 3, are you taking any contact?
Negative.
Alright, you see that trench that's to your west? I want you to try to occupy that trench.
Copy that.
So you're gonna hold there well 3 minutes.
Yeah, we got it.
Alright.
I believe they're trying to shift themselves. I'd be quick about it.
Yeah, 3, when we hit the trench, we're gonna wrap around and move to the south end of the trench.
They're wrapping around, yeah. Oh, great maneuvering by Rose Dragon right here. Cutting his losses. He's even going to abandon the lodges for just a few minutes as he tries to get around this militia element. Yes. Putting down some great fire across the field though, using their MGs.
3, are you getting engaged?
Negative.
That's at me.
Copy that. 2, keep holding them for a little bit
Yeah,
longer.
no, so it looks like they're trying to maneuver and keep as much many trees and foliage in between them and that Dishka as possible.
Damn. Alright, 3, you're going to go ahead and show all the way south, probably to like Delta 3. 2, just keep holding there as long as you can. Start fading
I
out.
like Pickle's maneuvering. He's firing. He's putting down a couple shots. Well, I guess he's reloading at that point. It looks like he's putting down shots and then moving slightly.
Stay safe.
Putting down shots and then moving slightly.
Be aware, I think they're shifting themselves over to try and meet you.
I'm at half ammo.
Copy that.
Roger.
2, do you think you shift east at all? Make a show of shifting east?
I can hardly see a thing.
I'm sending the 2 remnants of Squad 1 to you.
Possible eyes on the techie, direct south of me.
Copy that.
Putin's putting down some really good fire. I'd like to see the U.S. take a better. Well, I guess the U.S. are taking pretty good advantage of this this fire that Pickles is putting down. Pickles and his
like
squad.
20 meters from me.
I guess it's Dwarf in his squad. Pickles is just a
And they're
automatic
also pushing on
rifleman.
your position, Dorf. They're at the far end of the field.
Nobody looks like they're going to flank or anything, and they've done a good job here. They're trying to change up the engagement. Oh, and look at that! Rose Dragon comes right up on top of this squad, trying to flank squad 2.
Actually, correction, Dorf is a full squad right here.
Here is that full squad right here, and he's taking out one. Can he take out Billy? Billy gonna get away? Billy doesn't get away, but Rose is putting himself in a very precarious situation right here as he tries to. He's in a good position as command. Wow, Squad 2 is just helping him out so much. That this fire team just got cut to pieces, leaving only Simple Grove. He's doing a great job splitting himself between. Like, this is exactly where I would put myself as command. You put himself in between the two, being able to reinforce in a loose term, or at least get a good eyes to sort of command both squads. I might have preferred. I might have taken like one of the guys from 3 or maybe 2 squad, just so I have a person with me. But yeah, it's very unfortunate for this fire team that tried to. It looked like they were going to try and flank 2, but they didn't have proper security to their northwest. Hard to say where the U.S. should move at this point. I like where the U.S. is moving now. This is probably their best of the situation they've got left. They've got Squad 2 laying down a base of fire, holding their attention, Rose Dragon included in that. And then they've got Squad 3 moving on a southwestern flank, and they're going to try and push east from here.
Looks like he's at the 2-story blue building.
I'd seen there, and I'd seen contact further southeast of it, or east.
Alright.
That's where the dish goes east of that blue building somewhere.
They're gonna see these roadblocks soon. There's a roadblock just down the hill.
Copy that.
From Squad 3. But are they gonna dig it down?
Come over to me.
This is only one.
Or yeah, actually, ignore me. Good shooting.
Alright, I got eyes on one roadblock.
Yep, I got eyes on that roadblock. Where's the majority of this fighting coming from? See, Silence. It wasn't Silence Squad. I think it was Squad 1 led by Silas.
Don't worry about anything else.
They had a great flank. They started off on the west of the infantry, or the west of the full U.S. platoon, holding in the Neva area. Yeah, I believe it's called Neva area. And they got told to pull back, I guess, and re-hook up with the squad. I'd like to see them continue to stay on the flank and just harass, because they were able to harass Hero Squad, take out at least 2-3 guys before pulling back and forcing the Hero Squad to retreat. And they had minimal casualties. There's no reason, in my eyes, obviously we've got this bird's eye view, for them to have pulled back. And basically they're embedded with the full platoon, and that concentrates the militia forces. And I'd like to see them just a little bit more spread out and do a few more hit and run tactics. Hero Squad's going to push down. I don't know if they're going to go dig this fob. I don't want to see them dig this fob just yet, because that gives away their position.
Alright, so go ahead and push west. Let's go ahead and just wrap around towards to me, and then we'll follow this road into the
Splitting
town.
up, not a good idea when the militia has the advantage. Yeah, splitting up is not a great idea. They're spread out a little bit too far for my liking, but I really liked how 2 laid down a base of fire from across this field and allowed Squad 3 to maneuver almost undetected. I believe 100% undetected.
We got both roadblocks right here.
Yeah, Squad 3 is definitely undetected. So I need to see them move east.
Before pushing east.
Okay, they're gonna
I'll
push
just try to
east.
take care of the roadblocks before we move out.
If we can get that Chutaki as well, we could rush the Lottie trucks and win.
Yeah, go dig that one. Alright, you guys going? We're gonna stay here.
Blueberries.
Gonna move out there.
Blueberries. We're gonna go.
I'll stay with you, I guess.
Blueberries.
There's another.
They have
roadblock
names,
back there.
BVD runner. Unless somebody's name is actually Blueberries. Nope. That would have been amazing.
Does feel like that.
One roadblock is down.
Copy
Okay,
that.
they're just gonna take down the roadblock, leave the fob up. That's fair. I like that.
You guys are digging the second one.
And they're taking down a second roadblock
Alright.
here with
Hero, when the
Kaiju
second
and
roadblock
Mr.
comes
Sauce.
down, I want you to follow the river to the south, set up in those hills to the southwest of the
These guys
town.
dug up to the posts are gone.
Yeah, dig it all the way.
Because I think bulk of enemy
copy
resistance is in the town.
So even if with the U.S. hurting for vehicle support, or especially those MRAPs, they're managing to complete their objectives. Not ideally, they're not just. It's not just an easy route clearance. They've had to maneuver around a little bit. They've had to abandon a lot of their vehicles, but they're making do with what they've got. And Rose has adapted really well through all of this.
Sounds like 3.
Silence sees them. Yeah.
My guys thinking they're taking damage.
Are they arcing fire?
Yeah, they saw. So the flank is blown, but that's two roadblocks down. Do they manage to take out? Kaiju takes shots, but I don't think he's dead. Mr. Sauce is okay. And the stakes are down.
Alright, 3, go ahead and push north as needed.
They got too many militia to kill. It's gonna be tough. It is gonna be tough, but it is not out of the realm of possibility. If they actually work as a squad and they maneuver properly and they set down proper base of fire to maneuver under, they do have a chance in this. A lot of the things they like that we teach and preach in our basic training helps be more effective than you would be alone. Like, this is not just a straight shooter. You know, aim does matter slightly, but it's really about how you maneuver and how you position yourself. And the way they're positioned with Squad 2 and on the north and Squad 3 on the west is setting them up for an L-shaped ambush. And if they manage to close this off properly, they can lay down some really good fire, especially with these MGs set up with bipods. They're just straight laser beams.
Oh yeah, I see him. 115. Ready and grenades. Approximately 100 meters.
Dorf, I have contact 180 from us.
See him.
It's an SL.
Oh, BBD runner! If you can get a shot in that house over there, he's a grenadier. If you look at his belt and that thing underneath his.
Is that a grenade?
Underneath his rifle.
No, it's wrong.
I really hope to see somebody use that bridge there. Pony put that bridge in to sort of expand the amount of ways you can get across the Gordak Bridge, because I believe in Gordak Vanilla there's 3 total, and it just makes it so difficult for our ops because you just got to lock down a few bridges. I think Best Pony added in 2 bridges to sort of open up the map just a little. Well, I think they're going to stay here for a little bit. Let's go see what Squad 2 is doing in their maneuvering. Rose Dragon continuing to position himself in between infantry. I don't like him running down this hill through this trail. Not that great, but his positioning otherwise is not terrible. And Dwarf is doing a good job here too. I think Dwarf is still alive, right? Dwarf is still alive.
Aging contact 150 of me.
Copy that.
Oh, they've got a stone wall they're coming up across. So this is great. Great job for them. They're gonna have some solid cover to push into this town. That's
on the rooftops.
Rooftops? They're calling rooftops? What are they seeing? There's 2 guys here stuck in the open. If they try and cross anywhere, they're gonna be dead. They've got to basically be prone. I think the guys they're seeing on rooftops might be Jacko 800 Exped and friends in this OP they've got set up. And this MG is looking the wrong direction, and it's actually completely cut off from shooting. Oh, I guess not complete. Well, yeah, essentially completely cut off from shooting to the northwest. So great job for Rose Dragon to maneuver around the element.
Alright. Try to hold them there.
Or maneuver around that MG that was causing him so much trouble. Jacko 800 not able to rack up any more kills so far. Still sitting at that 8. Rose, what are you doing? Get behind your squad, or get behind your platoon, or just zip left, right, serpentine. He's gonna run into these people. Yeah, there's 4 people in this house. It's very, very unfortunate. It's just, yeah, I don't know what Rose is trying to do. I think he was just trying to be, do a follow me maneuver. Just get in here, follow me, get across the street, let's go. But
What's the status?
unfortunate. 4 guys in that house. Doesn't manage to take out anybody as they push through. But a BVD runner, I think he's a GL. I don't know if Dwarf Squad has any GLs left. They put 1, 2 GLs in that house. That'll take out 3, 4 people. Called his death before he dies. A lot of people. A lot of you watching knew that he was gonna die. Oh, look at that GL! Look at that GL. Takes out 2. And G's gonna take out another one as they run out. Oh no, Pickle didn't take him out. Oh, Pickle, you could have. Yeah, you had that guy. Oh, that GL is just beautiful. We're taking out 2. I said it. 1, 2 GL is gonna take out 3, 4 people. And that building is now clear as Partisan and Jeeve are forced on the outside of the building. Jack Boot goes down. Partisan goes down, leaving Jeeve on this building. See, now Rose would be the time to push in. And it's an L-shaped ambush. I'm gonna zoom in zoom out real quick. And if you see, if there was more infantry, it would be a better L. But you've got this line here moving north to south, and this one it's more of a northeast to southwest kind of shape. And it's got a line here and a line here, and they're able to do a crossfire down to all those guys in the center of them. That OP that is led by Experts and Friends, guiding that last Robot, is not in ineffective positions, and Dwarf, who's now in charge of the US squad, can defeat each of the militia elements in detail before taking out the full platoon. Like, he's not forced to fight, what is that, 5? There's probably about 9, 10 people over there. He's forced to engage 3 to 5 people, and that puts the odds, that evens the odds just insane, like an insane amount. And given the US a chance that they really shouldn't have if the militia would have spread out just a little bit.
I have remnants of HML squad.
That flank from Dwarf Squad, yeah.
Okay.
He set up a base of fire, allowing 3 to move, and then 3 set up a base of fire, allowing 2 to move. That is bounding in a nutshell. They're not actually calling it bounding. They're not saying it's bounding, but if you understand the concept, you don't need to say, hey, I am bounding. You just need to understand how it works and how to use it effectively. And that's exactly what they're doing. You see how these guys are moving while those guys are sitting still over there on the top part of my screen. BVD runners taking shots at Jeeve, it looks like.
He's east. They're in the compound at the top of the hill to the east.
Rose had an ID strapped to his chest, maybe. I don't know. I don't know about that, but that's Rose has been known to do things like that. He's very if people aren't moving fast enough for him, he's gonna move and hope you follow him. And yeah, it's sometimes it's just so hard to get infantry to move when you need them to or when you think they should be moving. But he did a great job commanding his squad up until that point, and he's done a great job with, well, I guess Dorf has done a great job continuing on his plan.
I'm peeking left.
Yeah, I don't see him.
Oh, you don't see him? You don't see him? Oh, there's a rock there. Look at that. That rock is perfectly blocking his head. We can see around the rock. He can't. Look at that. It's like perfectly. Move a little left, BVD. Move a little left. Actually, who's this? Kaiju might be able to see him. No, he's not able to see him.
I'm pushing up too.
Oh, Kaiju.
Alright, yeah.
Hey, watch this compound to the right.
Watch for friendlies.
Oh, Kaiju. Look left.
I can't
I'm here on the building.
Oh, he turns around. He turned around. Oh, Kaiju.
No, he's laying down right on the right side, east side.
You're Kaiju, you're dead. You can talk.
Oh my god, okay. He goes down.
You got him?
Alright, building scare.
Alright. Push the hill south.
Let me look at the militia assets. They don't get a grenadier, do they? No, militia do not get a grenadier. They get a scout. They get one scout for the platoon. Where's that IED at?
All the contacts.
Oh, IED is on the last.
Not all, but a lot.
Okay, okay. IED is on the last point, or I guess the first point.
No, we're too far.
And the U.S. have reconnected with each other. Let me give you a quick update on kills. It's 21-24. The militia, the U.S. have pulled it back. The militia were up several, like 6-7 kills at one point, I feel. But they brought it back within 3. So it's still anybody's game. And the militia or the U.S. are more concentrated and are able to more effectively lay down fire on the rest of these U.S. as they militia as they push up. Dwarf goes down though, leaving Hero the only remaining original squad lead. Yeah. And that essentially puts Hero in charge, and we'll see if Hero manages to finish playing this out. I'm gonna give you a 1. 9 US to 9 US to 10 militia. Okay, 9 US to 10 militia, but the militia are just a little more spread out. And if the US manage to take out these guys, like it's essentially 9 versus 3, and then 9 versus or remainder versus 6 is essentially what's going on right here. Ooh, Sergeant JC takes shots.
Red building, 2-story red
US might have a chance actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might have a chance here, but I need to hear command. You need to hear command and start speaking up. He needs to take charge and get these guys moving, or else it's gonna fall apart piecemeal as guys start to sort of not do their own thing necessarily, but not work as a unit. And then something Stone, sorry I didn't catch your name, friend, goes down, and you see how he was just super spread apart. Somebody needs to take charge and get guys working in the towards the same thing. Oh, and Razgros takes out Angry Frog. Unfortunate. Does Hero go down? Oh, Hero went down too. Yeah, Hero went down too. Ooh, yeah. So now it's got to be just one of the random squad members to take charge. We got Pickles, Bartok Warrior, Mr. Sauce, Dr. Stalker on one flank, Razgriz and BBD Runner on the other.
We could just grab the Lottie trucks and rush it. Roadblocks are all down.
Roadblocks are not all down. That is false information.
We could hope the best.
They got one more roadblock to take down.
At this point, what is our objective?
Well, we have
Friendly's coming in.
We
could just try to clear them out.
Yeah, but
Friendly's coming in.
Okay, they reconnected with. Ooh, oh, okay. I thought BBD then went down. He just went prone.
Do they still have a jet?
Yeah, what's our objective?
I don't know.
Our objective is to kill them or grab the Lottie trucks. And
Down to 6 US.
So we get
Somebody needs to take charge here.
We could. That's probably gonna get over
Who's
here.
laying down that fire? Freaks.
Come here.
Let's push for these buildings. Let's push through to these buildings. This way, northeast.
That's an MG right there.
You didn't manage.
Thanks, man.
Hold on a sec.
Okay, I'm gonna push the yellow building. Cover me.
Alright. Here, let's pull this. Follow me.
If they can stay together and not lose anybody, they can get close to winning. Yeah, it's still a fairly close game. 6 to about 9 at this point. So it's still very close, but at this point, the militia have their command. The U.S. has no original command leaders, and in our operations, being able to take charge and get everybody working in the same direction is look at that BVD runner take peeks, gets mowed down through that wooden fence. Being able to keep everybody together and working cohesively is very, very important. And since Xfit's the original command, who's been doing this for a while now, he's going to be able to keep order a little bit better as the EO start to just get picked apart. picked apart. The most senior in here, I'd say it would either be, it's probably Pickle. I like to see Pickle take charge here and get the last 4 of these guys working together. They might be able to clear out this building and make it a little bit more of a fight for this last point. Or, yeah, for this last area. I believe Pickles is running low on ammo. Like, last I heard him mention having half ammo about 10-15 minutes ago. So he's got to be running even lower. These fences, though, are wooden fences, Razgriz. That MG fired by Freak is just going to mow you down through the fence. Oh, Pickle takes out Sergeant JC, I believe was his name.
Do you have a bandage?
We're still gonna
I'm bandaging myself.
Let's see, how's Pickle doing? Oh, Pickle, 10 kills. Yeah, Pickle. Pickle, take charge, Pickle. You got 10 kills. Lead these 3 guys, and you can take out the rest on your own. Somebody needs to speak up, and somebody needs to get these guys moving.
You can crawl. There's a hole in the fence. It's all good.
Healing through the hole.
Clear the houses, man.
Just touch his leg. That's how it works.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, BVD ate those rounds. Yeah, these wooden fences are very sneaky. They're great concealment, not so much great. Okay concealment, not so great cover.
You want to push?
You can actually see through some of these fences, yeah, especially like right here. You can see through these relatively easily.
Alright, I'm up in smoke.
Smoking? Not yet.
Okay, I'll save one.
I'm gonna swing around to the MG's point of view. They sent out Gerewolf. It looks. Oh, he's moving to reconnect with his platoon. I think he went out to scout for where the Logi was. They've got 3 guys on the roadblock proper, 3 on an OP above the roadblock, and then they got Gerewolf moving to reconnect with whoever he gets to. So it's 7 versus 4. Yeah, 7 versus 4. And I'd like to see Jacko 800 get off the MG at this point. He's not going to be able to lay down any kind of effective fire from here. His rifle would be just a little more useful. So, Joe, I don't know if it's so much his gamma or the fact that he's an MG. He's an MG and he's just been throwing rounds downrange. This guy's got to be running super low on ammo. Spooked himself, I bet. I like this. They're working in buddy teams to clear out the buildings.
You're good.
Are they in the same squad? Is that why we're not hearing so much?
Building's clear.
I'm gonna check the shed.
Yeah, I think most of these guys are in the same squad. No, they're not in the same squad. I'd like to hear a little more communication between these guys as they move through. Me personally, I just feel communication is what wins these, ops and makes these ops a little bit more successful. Pickle can get 2-3 kills, the other guys might have a chance. Yep. The other people aren't doing bad either. Let's look. Razgriz doesn't have any kills. Mr. Sauce has healed a lot. I know that, so he's been super effective. Yeah, he's got 107 points. And who's this last guy? Dr. Stalker, I believe, has a kill or 2. Yeah, Dr. Stalker has 2. So there's some guys in here who can cause some damage, and they've still got a medic. That is key. They can still be fight at full force, but they've got Exped and Gerwolf on a flank here, and if they're not watching, they can easily get cut down. Exped's going to be in position to see this. Is he? Oh yeah, Expert's gonna see this for sure. What are you doing, Expert? Get your gun out. This is classic command and squad lead for our ops. You spend 90-95% of the game or round with your binoculars out, just giving information to people who can shoot a little bit better than you. That's the way I play squad lead anyways. I know my aim sucks, but if I can get people in like an MG, guide in MG with fire, or with binoculars, we can just make our effectiveness that much better. Yeah, this flank is going to ruin them if they see it. Gerolf and Expert need to see this flank. And Mr. Sauce gets up and runs right as Expert turns around to move around. Two go down. Or Mr. Pickles goes down. Unfortunate for Mr. Pickle. He goes. Mr. Sauce bleeds out. Not managing to bandage in time. And they're just getting picked apart on this roof or on the back of this building. They did a great job pulling it back. The US did a great job pulling it back. Managing to remaneuver. They abandoned the eastern flank, abandoned their vehicles, moved from the west, came in from the southwest, took out 2 of the 3 roadblocks, but just weren't able to finish clearing out the Desnet area because Expit and that MG on the roof or on that hill was just so goddamn effective. Left for Dr. Stalker and Razgers, and it's basically all she wrote, but there's still a chance that they can go Rambo. There's only 7 guys on the enemy team, so they can potentially still do it, but I feel like it's not going to happen. They're in buddy teams is how these guys are working, or at least yeah, mostly buddy teams. Dr. Stalker gets spotted.
Yeah, still up.
Razgers. I think he's gonna get killed running across this road. Get across the road. No. Expert season. Don't go prone in the middle of the road. Finish running. Finish running to your spot, and then you can get down. Oh, that's Gerwolf who gets it. He ends up getting a shot on Gerwolf. Expert's gonna get in position.
Man.
Out of bandages, and he's been shot. Oh, and Mr. Sauce goes down. So I think Razgers is gonna go down here too. He doesn't have any way to bandage. Time to go. Get in there, go Rambo. Hope you can take out as many as you can. Unfortunate that we missed Mr. Sauce's death. This is this mentality is just—it's so interesting to see. Just as soon as they start taking shots, they immediately drop to the ground, and it might be like left over from the original going prone mechanics of squad, where you would immediately go prone. Now it takes a little bit of time to actually get down, and it just leaves you so wide open. Oh, Razgers is not good. He's slowly bleeding out. Oh, there he goes. Gets shot in the back by Seabass or Fro. Great job for the U.S. Or great job for the militia to complete their objective. Good job on the U.S. to adapt and almost overcome what was a great choke from the militia, locking down this this valley and this road. And we'll see how we're gonna go ahead and swap sides. Rose Dragon and his team is going to swap to the militia. Expect and his team are going to swap to the U.S. side. And we will go ahead and take a very quick break, guys. Stick around. If you enjoyed what you see or what you saw, give us a follow at twitch.tv/squadops. If you want to join in on our operation, check us out, squadops.gg. We're going to go ahead and take a very quick break as we swap sides and get things ready for the next round. Stick around.
All right, gents, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming out to SOTT Basic. I'm your instructor today. It's Hammering Hutch. You guys can simply just call me Hutch. When we're suppressing an enemy target, the whole intent of that is to keep their heads down so an adjacent unit can maneuver onto them. All right, and during this process, we have a thing that happens automatically and organically within each, either whether it be buddy team or fire team, is there's no lull in the gunfire, thus talking guns. Open fire. Contact front. Alpha, bound. now in what is known as a staggered column, and usually used when moving from one location to another where contact is imminent. Those are your basic formations that we utilize in squad ops. The SOTT Advanced Weapons Systems course was created to ensure Squad Ops participants share the same knowledge and understanding of the use and applications of mission-specific weapons and the basic tactics involved in their deployment. The Automatic Rifleman. The Automatic Rifleman is the foundation of a fire team and/or squad. The job of the Automatic Rifleman is to deliver a high volume of prolonged, effective suppressing fire on enemy positions to allow the maneuver of friendly units during offensive operations and the repelling of enemy attacks in defensive operations. The Grenadier, a key member of the fire team and squad. The Grenadier is first and foremost a rifleman who is capable of delivering accurate fire of both high explosive and smoke rounds on point and area targets at varying distances. One of the other added benefits of the Grenadier is to engage dead space, which is essentially an area that cannot be hit by direct fires. The Light Anti-Tank Gunner. Soldiers carrying light anti-tank weapons are, just as Grenadiers, riflemen first. They are the ideal infantry-based counter to both lightly armored and thin-skinned vehicles. At short, medium, and far distances, the rockets fired are a viable weapon against groups of infantry as well. The SOTT Advanced Weapons Systems course, although not a requirement, is highly encouraged for Squad Ops participants to join to expand their knowledge of how to utilize the tools that are given to us within Squad.
Roadblock ahead. Shrek and Matt, we're going to clear it.
Well, here's my thing. Here's my thing. I want you to take.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back for round 2, session 2 for our Saturday Operation Dark Trail. I am your commentator for this evening's Shadowed Ritual, and after a very action-packed, very close and intense first round, we are back for round 2, and we have swapped sides. We have for the U.S. we have Command Platoon Lead Expit with his squad leads Bag of Joe, Fulcrum, Silas, and Seabass. For the militia, we have Command Storm with squad leads Rose Dragon, Hero, Dwarf, and Atomic Peach. So it should be a very action-packed round. The last round was insanely close. I think it went down to about 7, and the U.S. were managed to pull it back from almost, it would have been a stomp to something a little more resembling a close fight. So great job on the U.S. to adapt and overcome for that last round. So for a quick overview of this operation, the U.S. are starting at RP Rally Point Radio at the I-72 area, just on the other side of Gordock River, and they are tasked with moving or clearing the route, this blue dotted line leading all the way to COP Lasso at the B961 area. The militia are tasked with setting up a minimum of 2, maximum of 4 roadblocks. I'll go into the assets for that in just a little bit. And they can set up anywhere west of the FG line. They can set up any of their roadblocks before live if it's west of the FG line. If they want to set up a roadblock after east of the FG line, they have to wait until live to push forward and get the fob up over there. Just a quick little thing. It looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to set up a roadblock in the C10 area. It looks like they're going to set up another roadblock where Expert had set it up last round in the F11 area, and it looks like they're going to set up a roadblock very close to the U.S., at least at this radio tower, or train tower area, or the hill near train. So for the U.S. assets,
We'll see how it plays out.
let's go ahead and get a look. The U.S. assets include 2 automatic riflemen, 1 grenadier, 1 lat, and 1 medic per squad. And for the platoon, they get 2 medium machine guns and 2 breacher classes. Vehicles include 3 MRAP open tops, 2 Logi trucks, and 2 trans trucks. So, and if they can make it all the way to Cop Lasso, they get 2 HMGs, a mortar, and then various defensive structures. So the MRAPs did not play as big of a role as I had hoped they would have last round. So I'd like to see them use a little more effectively, embed them with the infantry, use them as a solid base of fire, just right behind the infantry as they move forward. And if they try and do any long-range stuff, I'd like to see what they did with HML's vehicle, where it was on the east side of the river, along this side of the river, and sort of have at least 2 of them on the sides laid on fire across. That might be pretty effective. The Grenadiers are going to play a huge role, as we saw last time. Grenadiers were able to take out 2 and 3 people at a time when they were effective trying to clear these buildings in the Desnet area. And we didn't actually get to see any of the Breacher class, but for those of you who don't know, the Breacher class was added in our mod, and it is essentially a U.S./Russian, I think the Russian also has it, but it's a U.S. scout. It has an IED, and it can throw down it's a satchel charge, is what it's modeled after. They can throw down the satchel charge, and I believe it is a 20 to 25 second fuse before the satchel goes off and explodes with the effectiveness of an IED. So the militia assets include 2 automatic riflemen and 1 medic per squad, so they're a little low on their anti-tank capabilities. And for the platoon, they get 2 medium machine guns and 1 scout. So we have the potential for at least 1 mine, maybe an IED in the area. For their vehicles, they get 2 Logi techies and 2 Logi trucks to set up their roadblocks. And for their fobs, they can set up their 4 roadblocks. So no platoon brief from Expert. We'll see what Expert plans on doing with his guys. Let's go try and catch one of the let's go catch one of their roadblocks so you can get a view of what the roadblocks actually look like. And here you go. This is what they can use their fobs to do. They lay down this this roadblock. The only part of the roadblock that needs to go down are these two wooden barriers. Once those two are down, the roadblock is essentially destroyed, and the trucks can roll through. The vehicles for the U.S., the two Logi trucks, have to stay on this paved road the entire time. Well, not the entire time. They can maneuver around like destroyed vehicles and whatnot. But for the most part, they need to be staying on the paved road, and that's how they will maneuver. The MRAPs and the transport trucks do not need to stay on the main road, so we'll see them maneuver across. I believe he wants to set some guys across the. We'll see them get across the river.
Can you give us 4? You want 4 minutes? Yeah, I mean, militia's already set up. Alright.
That's a question, Jack. Is the set up?
We're checking right now.
A lot of U.S. assets to babysit. Really, they gotta babysit these two Logi trucks. I don't think they're gonna really use the transport trucks as much, even though I'd like to see at least one squad in the transport trucks to maneuver around. But we didn't manage to. I wasn't really. I was talking over what Xbit was briefing his squad, assuming he was going to do a platoon brief. But classic Xbit, he's not going to run a platoon brief. We'll listen into some of these squad leads, see if we can catch a hint of what they're going to do.
1, 2, 3. MRAP lead. I'm going to be in the back one because I have binocs. Any questions?
I'm gunning because you're at UT survive, so you get inside.
Sounds good.
Perfect. Figure that out right now.
I really don't care. Whatever you want to do.
I like drone.
Sounds good. Alright, so it's gonna be called 1, 2, 3 MRAP. So MRAP 1, MRAP 2, MRAP 3. Any questions about this plan? We're just gonna be following or going first. So I'm gonna tell you the route in 1
I have a
second.
question. What's the convoy loadout? Like, what's in what order?
I think it's just gonna be MRAP, Logi, or maybe it's Logi. I can't remember. I'll ask him.
All right.
Could, instead of Team 1, could we be Team Franny if you combine our names?
Oh my Jesus. Canny people. Franny?
It's a serious question. Come on.
Well, you have
Laughing.
Polish power.
Yeah, dude, he's got me, bro.
Alright.
Alright. Roger.
No, you just have throw, get out, and fire 40 mic.
1 to command.
Wait, then I'll get out, fire a last shot.
I have some questions for the MRAPs. Is it just gonna be MRAP trans?
Remember the
Is the trans gonna be in back?
Like, seriously,
Oh,
we
yeah.
can't drive through the water.
But
Yeah,
we
I'm not
also
driving.
have
Wait, the
yeah,
river's
that's
in
And
the
the route is
highway?
down the road, and we're stopping at the curb, correct?
Sure.
but at least we have the beach
Right,
though,
so
it's actually
there's
charging
3 MRAPs
videos.
across the bridge, followed by 2 Logis,
Because
then a trans.
They're
Okay,
independent
perfect.
thinkers.
The Logi and the trans are
Independent
going to
thinkers,
hold
okay.
at that rock formation
See,
there
there's that.
until
Those guys know. See, those guys know
834.
trans. There's nothing.
You're going to push your MRAPs as you see fit after that towards the bridge, maybe down the road tracks, whatever direction you want.
Yes.
I want you west of that strong point that's just at that corner down there.
Man, I'm really rocking this screen count though.
I want to early probe it and make sure that they don't try to set a mine under the bridge or anything. So if we race MRAPs down, you might actually catch them with their pants down. If not,
Live in about a
take fire, that's
minute.
fine. We know where they are. We'll maneuver your MRAPs to like maybe the northern hills. Use binocs, lock them down, let Volker push up.
Sounds like X is going to have a very fluid plan. He's going to adapt to what the militia do, because the militia have a few different spots that they can set up at to be effective. One is the hill, which is he's worried about, the hill he managed to set up out, that manages to lock down a good 300, 400 meters of this road. And I think he's really worried about the train area as well, which is another spot he set up at to sort of overwatch the road.
So 1, you will lead the way with your MRAP?
Looks like he's got 2 squads over here with Logi. So this makes me think he wants to set up a roadblock here and get them blocked here. Get them stopped right at the start. Is this his full platoon? This can't be his full platoon. Where the rest of his? Oh, I think they're just not showing up on the map. No, his full platoon's over there. Yeah. Yep. Looks like it. They've got their 2 roadblocks set up that they may use as fallback points, maybe. But for the most part, he's going to start his full platoon, and he's going to have a hard hold right at the start.
I'm giving them permission to move.
Hey, plane squad stutters a lot. Anyone know what I can do to fix it? You might try cleaning your cache, Big Red. That seems to be the general fit.
No, I'm moving them in front of lodges. It's fine. I'm stopping them right
no,
now.
I know,
And
but I thought
we are
was already
live.
done. Yeah,
Live.
It took them
Full
forever to say
platoon.
Sweet.
Stop blocking.
Full platoon is moving to the train bridge. We got a Tom Peach going to set down a lodgy, or set down a fob. And it looks like they're gonna hold this train bridge and work from there. This is I'd like to see somebody on the hill just to the southwest. Looks like they did set up people there. Yep, and the fob goes down.
Alright, just spread out along the
And we're gonna see action right off the bat here, as you've got Hero Squad pushing up along the river's edge to sort of get right up on top of the US before they manage to. Oh, this could be dirty. This could be really dirty if Hero has the discipline and he gets his guys to have the trigger discipline to let the US go past. Oh, this could be amazing. Oh yes, trigger discipline. Let them pass. Don't do it. Yes. Okay, they started firing on the roof. That's not Hero's call. It can just keep moving. Keep crawling, Hero. Get right up on their flank. No communication so far by the U.S. I'm not hearing anybody say anything.
We've got our gunners down.
We've got 2 gunners down.
Sounds like it's locked or we was that before.
Oh my god, Hero's trigger discipline right now.
No, Chris. Yeah, he's down. I'm alive. What the hell are you saying?
They're getting told to push. Ooh, they're in a very difficult situation, and Hero's trigger discipline is just on point. He knows that is not the full team. MRAPs have lost all of their gunners. They're just sitting in drivers. They're not getting hurt. They're immune to this small arms fire. It's more just scary than anything. But what are they gonna do? They can't get out. They're stuck.
They're wasting their ammo.
Yeah, they're just. MRAPs got caught out in the open. MRAPs got caught out in the open, but there is no heavy assets for them to deal with this. The militia have no AT. They have 1 scout. They don't have any techniques with MGs, so they can just keep decrewing them. But as long as these guys are sitting inside of the vehicles, they're gonna be fine. Yeah, okay. It looked like Jareth was switching to the team, or switching to the gunner, but he's fine.
There we go. I do have contact.
So I guess Bullet Sponges is just as good as fire support, and it looks like Hero's guys have managed to set themselves up on the road. Xbit's just laying back with his lodges. Oh, okay. So they're okay. We've got a south push with 2 squads. I thought this was a little low. Yeah, those guys are just going to continue to soak bullets. Squad 3 is going to try and get on a flank and lay into the side of this. And while all of this is going down, we've got 2 squads, squads 2 and squads 4, on a flank, on a 10-year flank, one would call it.
Just hold the
And
position.
just look at this line as they move.
Why don't you go ahead and maneuver
2
to your
squads
west?
here. Yeah, it's like 2 squads. They're gonna try and move. They're gonna try and push into that. So it's gonna be a minute before they manage to get into the
I
fight.
didn't know that. Sorry, that was my bad.
information being passed just a little late. Seabass did manage to relay that there's a
Alright, I'm gonna
roadblock
ask a question. Is
in
there
the
any
front.
way you can position your vehicles around the roadblock to get a breacher in?
No, breachers are down. We literally they're all dead.
Squad 3, SL and Alpha FTL are down. G taking command, Squad 3.
Alright, 3. All you have to do is hide. You don't need to push them. You just lost 2 more guys. Tell them to get cover.
On Squad 3. So they're essentially Seabass's MRAPs and Squad 3's remaining guys are bullet sponges. They need to sit here, soak up the ammo that the militia are putting out, and wait for Squads 2 and Squads 4 to push in and hit them in the flank. It is going to be several minutes, so that's going to mean a lot of trigger discipline and just not peeking from Ricochet and Jesus, Ricochet and Jeever, all that remains from Squad 3. Wow, Squad 3 just got completely torn apart. Okay, no, never mind. Okay. So it's Ricochet, Jeeve, Simple Group, and Partisan.
River so fast.
And it's just waiting for Squads 2 and Squads 4 to get in position.
Go to.
Who's just fucked up. I don't know if they're so much fucked up, but they're not in great positions. That's for sure.
Seabass, once you pull back one of your MRAPs,
look what Hero's done. Hero's continued to move through the continue to move. Expit's here alone, not looking. You know he's not looking around. He's looking at his map. He's watching his troop movements. He's there with the map out, zoomed in, looking like that.
Alright, copy that 3. All you gotta do is hold that hill. Don't let anybody flank you.
This could be bad. This could be... If Expit goes down, this plan is going to completely fall apart. You can just completely tell. Yeah, if Expit goes down, it's not going to end well.
They're very close. Yeah, they're very close to MRAP. Like, within 1 meter of MRAP 3. Yeah. Command on...
Holy
Fire
crap,
team
that's
on
an entire squad
3.
right there.
MRAP. 1 MRAP.
Chilling around those banks, huh?
Alright, 2's ripping across now.
Oh my dear
Copy,
lord,
two.
you have no idea how much I want to blast these kids. I'm not going to. Hello there, man. Would you like an escort? Hurry up,
No,
man.
command, watch out. This contact's close.
Contact's behind you. Expit, contact's behind you.
Command squad, you just heard
Oh, this
shots
is not
towards
going to end well for
southeast.
Expit.
Is that friendly around our MRAPs?
No, we have no small arms fire to the southeast.
Oh, Expit's got... Oh, Expit goes...
Command just went down. Command just
Oh.
went down. Contact's flanking us.
And Polish is going to go down too as he tries to get in this
Copy
gun.
that.
Get
2
back
and
in the...
4,
Okay,
continue with our
yep, there you go,
objective.
Polish. Get back in that driver's seat.
No. We're gonna hold.
Did command you go down? Oh, command you down.
Yeah, command's down.
Repeat.
You guys see me in the MRAP gun?
Shoot them. Good to say.
Yeah, Jack, we saw you in the MRAP gun. We saw basically all 3 gunners go down one after another. Luckily, these MRAPs can just soak the bullets, and there's no real way for the MRAPs or the U.S. or sorry, the militia to deal with it. But this is very precarious situation for the U.S. because their objective is to escort these lodges here. These lodges are no longer effective. You can no longer effectively get these. This is a full squad watching them.
This is funny, dude. I'm not even.
Squad 1, what's the status of those MRAPs?
We've got one driver in the first 2, and then we got 1 driver in the back, including myself. We're not getting in the gun. We can't get killed. They have no lats.
Man went down, split up, cut off. Lottie's taken hostage.
Roger.
Not necessarily GG because they don't know. There's 2 squads here. And if these squads can move aggressively they can push through the U.S. or sorry, the
can hear
militia
them running around
positions.
us.
And who's in this? It's,
So
yeah, we've got
on
Evan
map spots.
SMA, we've got Silas.
Alright, 2-4, no contact here.
I don't know any other names, but I know those two guys are decent shots, and they can lay down some effective fire here. And Silas and Evan SMA are really good squad leads. Bag of Joe, I haven't seen him squad lead too much, so I can't really comment on how his effectiveness as a leader. But I know those two are very effective leaders, and they can get these guys moving. They might have a chance, but it is not looking good for the U.S. right now. They are down 8 kills so far.
I'm gonna do pretty ballsy peaks, so just get down.
Militia is so dug in. That is correct. Yeah, Militia is very dug in.
We need
in
to sit rep on
decent
vehicles,
positions.
and if you guys
Like
are gonna be able to
they're
get through that roadblock without our assistance.
they're in really good positions. Yeah, they're not getting through that roadblock. IED.
We got a roadblock right here in front of us too. E1138.
Seabass goes down.
Copy that.
They tried to put an ID. Oh, they tried to put a mine on the AMRAP. Okay. Oh wow! Did that take all of them out? I already took all 3 vehicles out. It was just they were so close together. Yeah.
All lodges down.
All 3 vehicles down with 1 IED. Great job. Who was that? Han fucking Solo.
Copy that. Stand by. If you guys need to, pull back those MRAPs and stuff and get in a better position. But right now, we're trying to clear a roadblock down here.
Yeah, militia need to cover the flanks. So the objective now goes from. Let me just double check. Okay, the U.S. still needs to finish clearing out the route. That is their objective. They need to continue to clear out this route and get to Cop Lasso. They're just not going to be, if they can make it all the way to Cop Lasso, they're not going to be able to.
There's an entire squad around it.
They're not going to be able to set up
southeast on the road.
And those lodges are done
Roger that.
for.
SWAT 3's in heavy contact right now. We have guys on that big rock to your northeast. Grid Hotel 895. Scratch that, Hotel 835.
Squad 3, there's another squad pushing from your southwest. They're at the bridge, moving east, northeast.
Understood.
What's the call here? You know, the call actually might be what I would do would pull these MRAPs back, all 3 MRAPs, reconsolidate, hook up with 3, get some gunners, and then book it through the Neva lower area and swing around.
If you want to sit
Cut
here
your
and cover that
losses.
guy, you can. Otherwise, you can follow suit. Leave it at your discretion.
Copy. I'll keep my AR here and I'll have the rest of my team follow you.
U.S. survival 100% depends on the flank. Exactly. It all depends on if 2 or 4
Squad 3 will
decide to
continue
push
holding
northeast.
this building. We're strong pointing it right now. We'll just draw them into us. Squad 2, 4, it's all up to you. Godspeed.
Okay, let's go.
Good copy. We're on our way up. Try to assist you all.
There they go. They're gonna move now. They're taking out one of their objectives. So they saw their objective. They're gonna take it out while they can. Good on them. And it all depends on squad 2 and 4 at this point. Do they have proper rear security? Let's go check out the militia. Let's see if they have proper rear security. Anybody looking south? Anybody? Is anybody in a position to look south? Those are rallied. They set up a little. What are you doing, Rose? He's gonna continuously get run over. That's command right there.
cleared the Desna roadblock. We're heading north to try to support convoy now.
Yeah, right to that. We got enemies pretty much surrounding us. They can't really do anything at the
This is
moment.
like a movie. This is like what
Yeah,
happened.
that's fine.
Yeah,
Just give us accurate refs if you can.
the Sultan. Yeah, the Sultan. That they split up the team, 2 squads and 2 squads. Squads 2 and squads 4 on the flames. Squad 1 and squad 3 with the initial convoy.
Right now,
But the thing
D9,
is,
Tech
the
9, Tech
initial
1,
convoy
there's a,
lost their
getting ran over continuously by one of our vehicles.
lost their command. U.S. lost their command, and that is just crippling. They're left with. They have 2 of their original commands. Squad 1 is left with 3 people. Squad 3 is left with 4 people. So that is going to hurt them. This is a great spot that Dwarf has his guys in. He's got an MG set up on this train bridge area. He's got 2. He's got both of the MGs. Oh, that's just a automatic rifle. What's the play here? What is the play here? I think it's going to slow down significantly from this that explosive start. Militia has tons of cover and elevation. Yeah, they've got 2 squads in elevation with good concealment. Sunny takes some shots at.
I want you to
or
bring
gets
mostly
shot at.
north of the Foxtrot column if you can. I don't know how the train looks at there. That way you come up west side of contacts and we come up on the south. You copy that, Joe?
Sorry, one more time.
Can you break north and come up on the west side of the contacts? 2 will come up on the south.
Got it.
Squad 2, this is Squad 1. There are currently enemies on the bridge looking our direction. I count 2.
Copy that. We're moving to the Gulf 9 Hill.
Hey, roger that. From the last I know, I do know that a squad pushed off of that hill. Dunking on my west side.
How does one participate in this?
That's
Check
the
us
last I've
out,
seen them.
Snake Eater, at squadops.gg. You can sign up on our on the website
This is just your hourly
for our
reminder. Squad
basic
3 is
training.
still alive.
And once you complete your basic training, you can sign up for
That's what
any
they're
and
doing.
all of
They're
our
all online
operations.
on that ridge line. Just pepper that
Basic
ridge
training
line, 007.
only takes about 45 minutes to complete, and you can get a list of them on our website there on the calendar page. So the very first Wednesday of the month is actually an open op. So if you're unsure about if you're fully interested in the squad ops community, you can check us out the first weekend of the month, so about a week and a half, August 1st. Yeah. Wow, it actually falls on August 1st. Our very first Wednesday op of the month is an open op, so you do not require basic training, but you need to keep an eye out for it, because as soon as that goes up, that really, our open op tends to fill up really quickly. And don't worry if you're on the wait list, I'd still show up, because a lot of times we'll dip into the wait list for people who don't show up from the confirmed list. Great job. Great to see Hero finally moving off that hill. They've completed their objective. Now they're going to try and swing in and completely destroy Squad 3.
Are we doing?
HML, how's your position?
We're one of Bravo's.
Taking casualty, we're still engaging.
Squad 3 has a full squad of enemies to our northeast.
That's a full squad. Good catch, Squad 3. I didn't think they were going to see them at first. But they were already almost within grenade range.
Squad 3 is occupying a full
Vault
squad of enemies to
over.
our northeast.
Your squad is moving really well. Oh, they need to spread out. Ricochet on the roof gets taken out. Who is this who did the shot? It was Jenkins who took the shot. That GL, was Ricochet the GL? That would have been very unfortunate if Ricochet was the GL. Oh, grenade takes out Sunny. Hurts Kaiju and hurts Double D. They'll be able to banish through this, I believe, though. Was Ricochet the Grenadier? Ricochet was the Grenadier. Very unfortunate.
Oh shit, I see him. That one was east.
That Grenadier would have been able to pay dividends right here. Because they're basically on top of each other.
Nope.
Simple Groves and they were very good spots to catch these guys.
But I'm also being a coward right now. I can't see anything. Oh, hello. Time for grenades.
Commander, you still up?
What up, buddy? Welcome to Nade Town, boy.
Let's see.
That's my only grenade.
Is the Nade Town effective? Nade Town is not effective.
Position on those enemies at Golf 9, 1, 8, like on that ridge line there. If you guys...
We now have contact.
One down.
Took out BBD runner.
Hold on.
Copy that.
Reload.
Yo, get in. How about the gunner series get in though?
Okay. Oh yeah, we lost.
You think you can move to the
Yeah,
next
no,
hill
but
to your
get
north?
in.
Get out the gunner seat. You heard him.
We're just keeping fire on these guys.
There you go. Look at that. They're picking people. This is. I said this 7 minutes ago. They need to pick these guys up, cut off roofers. They no longer have anything that needs to stay on the actual roadblock, on the actual road, so they can just cut their losses and get out of here. How many managed to survive all that? Jesus, only 2 managed to. There, Squad 1 managed to pick up 2 people, Partisan and Simple Grove, as they exfil. Just a little too late in my opinion, but during all of this, Squad 2 and Squad 4 finally managed to get a little bit closer, but they're engaging them at range. I feel like they could have gotten a little bit closer. We obviously didn't see the initial engagement, but I feel like they should have gotten at least right up on top of them before they open fired.
At this point, I think we just got to keep pushing forward. Can't just keep holding up here. I think I'm going to try to move a buddy team to the technical, to my 015.
Copy that. We'll try to keep these guys engaged. I've only got like 4 guys up.
And I don't think this round is going to be as close as the first round managed to be. The militia just happened to get a very, very good engagement at the start of the round, and they managed to decapitate the U.S. command comms by taking out X-Mit really early. Good job on Hero Squad to maintain that trigger discipline and let the MRAPs pass them up and continuing to flank.
Fuck. Never mind. Hold on that move. No pull. Hold.
Zach Kidden something and Mr. Moneyman, Kiddenmeister.
I got a fire team going on a wide flank to try to secure the train bridge so we can get our MRAPs active again.
Oh, Kiddenmeister goes down, just gets mowed. He's spotted. Yeah, Mr. Moneyman might not be too long for this world. And this didn't play out as I pictured it. Honestly, with such a, I really expected the MRAP. Like I expected so much out of the MRAPs both rounds. Like them just being able to lay down fire, but it's just so easy to pick the gunners out that they've been more of bullet sponges this round. And I was expecting the militia to put a lot of focus on being in the E11, F11 keypad to set up the an MG or an SPG to deal with the MGs or to deal with the MRAPs, but they just managed to take out the gunners, and then that's it. That's all she wrote for the MRAPs. So great job on the the U.S. or sorry, the militia for dealing with that.
Freaking animation. Yeah. Guns back up. Okay.
Am I what?
And I'm gonna smooth shift slightly so I can get a little better eyes. 75.
Alright. Hey, Gerwolf. Hey, Gerwolf, who's your gunner?
What's your name? I'm sorry.
Partisan?
Partisan.
It's partisan.
Partisan, are you taking AWS?
Just aim me towards south. Aim me towards south.
You're getting shot at from the looks like the bridge over there.
I teach it.
I've taken AWS and what's it called? Vehicle.
Alright, we'll talk guns with Sinful, get in the gun, we'll talk guns, alright?
Yeah, just face me, face the front window south.
I think they've overmitted on my west. I'm gonna start trying to push north.
Heroes squad is a little out of its.
MRAPs, just suppressing that hill like you were doing earlier as best you can.
We'll see what Hero Squad decides to do. They need to push south to get back in this fight, but I think they're still trying to figure out which direction the MRAPs move before just running up on them. Again, they have no way of dealing with the actual MRAPs themselves, so they just have to worry about taking out the gunners. They're out of position. Yeah. I'd like to see them reposition again, because it's just two MRAPs, no infantry support, and that really leaves them vulnerable. And it's closer than I think it should be, honestly. Friendly fire.
Yeah, those MRAPs check fire. They're shooting on my position.
Want me to get up on these rocks?
Hey, roger that.
Yeah, that fire right now is good. A lot of context on those rocks.
If the MRAPs can lay down fire into this hill, that actually might do some good for them. But the thing is, they have no infantry support, so they have no way of telling that Hero Squad is about 100 meters, maybe 200 meters away from them. Heroes only got about a fire team, but his fire team's been very, very effective. What is Heroes? Where's he at? Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess Jenkins been the one getting the headshots out of the guys. Partisan's gonna get shot out.
Hopefully we can use this tree to our front.
Yeah. Again, just no infantry support. That's that was the problem with the MRAPs both rounds. Honestly,
you see anything?
It's just they weren't embedded properly, and they were able to just be picked off
something for them to think
alone. You can hear the bullet shells falling, but you can't hear the actual MG firing. I think that's a admin cam glitch. Oh, Mr. Sauce takes out Sinful Grove. Sorry, that wasn't Mr. Sauce, that was Jenkins. There's no way for them to deal. Oh, and then Partisan gets shot out. Okay. MRAPs are back to being gunnerless, bullet sponges. There's no way for them to deal with these MRAPs, but there's no way for the MRAPs to deal with the infantry. They're at a standstill. The rest of the Mr. Moneyman managed to push up on Squad 4, looks like, and take out a majority of them. We've got Jackie, Lex Ryan, and then 3 of the MRAPs left. And then it looks like there's a flanking squad with Freak, J-Tech, and CG or C-Grand.
Yeah, it's like stagger going up the train tracks, and then as soon as we get.
So we could have this in between us and them.
Yeah, let's do that.
I like this movement. I'm gonna be prone. They're gonna be out of stamina for a lot of it, but this is not a bad move. Not the ideal move, but I like it. It's risky, but it's at this point it's something I'd say you'd have to risk. You must take the bridge.
Alright guys, just make sure you're pushing. Make sure you keep moving.
Sir, yes, sir.
Let me know if you want to smoke too.
We'll smoke. Once we hit contacts, I'm gonna shoot out all my... Oh my god, I still have 4 nades. I thought I used them all.
You stay back with your GL, and then me and J-Tech will...
Roger that.
I think they can, I think they can clear this. They have GL rounds. They've got at least 4 GL rounds.
Do you want
They
to?
can clear this out. No, is Pickle watching? No, Pickle's not watching. They're all looking the opposite direction.
Don't stop, don't retreat. Just keep pushing as hard as you can.
Stop here for stamina. I'd say stop here for stamina. Once they get their stamina up, then they can move.
Alright, just keep...
Little did they know the area was
Alright, I'm
full of
switching to regular
Vietcong.
fire. I'm gonna push. Come on, boys.
Why are you switching to regular fire? Put a GL round into these buildings, or a GL round into these carts. That's what you should do. Knife them. Knife them! You're not killing anybody! I was just like random firing. I don't... I'm at a loss for words. The firing was just a little. It looked a little too just randomly just haphazard firing. He could have put a GL round in that building and taken out at least one. Did he hurt anybody? No, nobody even got hurt. Maybe Dr. Stalker. Frag goes in. CG Grant's gonna go down.
Let's see if I can crawl toward you.
Yeah, good grenade by Pickles.
Yeah, we're getting hit from the east side of the bridge.
You go down.
J-Tech's the only man left on this flank. We've got J-Tech, we've got Lex Ryan, and I think that is it. Yeah. All of the MRAPs have been taken out. We've got J-Tech, we've got Lex Ryan, about 600 meters apart from each other. Well, no, closer to 400 meters. But again, there's no way they're gonna be able to help each other. So they're essentially on their own for their last 2 lives, or for these last 2 guys. I think he's trying to stand up and. I believe that the militia team will win. It's a safe bet, Sultan, that the militia team will win this round. I believe Lex Ryan's about to be run up on. Oh no, he's on the flank. Okay. They're running past him. Cam can't run, and Mr. Moneyman, I gotta run past Lex Ryan. I believe our next kill is going to be over here with J-Tech. As I see that, he starts to shoot. I don't know who to go to. I'm going to get J-Tech. J-Tech goes down to Pickle. Fire goes out. They're going to continue to fire. But with Lex Ryan, okay, Lex Ryan goes down to Mr. Moneyman. With Lex Ryan firing, I think that leaves Mr. Money, or that just broadcasts his position to Mr. Moneyman. And I believe that is everybody. We're gonna go and wait for the event admin's GG. But just a quick look around. I don't see anybody left. So, yep, it's only a matter of time. There it goes. There's the event admin, GG. So, great job. This is a very, a much more aggressive strategy from the militia to push up
GG
to
boys, we
the
tried.
train bridge and
Dude, those
and try and
MRAPs,
push in. The MRAPs did a great job soaking up bullets, but the MGs, again, same as last round, were just ineffective, and they didn't manage to do basically
That was so good,
anything.
though. They fun.
The US managed war disaster. Not so much a disaster, but yeah, they got cut down basically as soon as they crossed the bridge from their start position at Rally Point Radio. They were in the shit, and they just, as soon as Exfit got taken out, with such a complicated plan like that, with a two-pronged attack from the south and the north, you need your original command and your original squad leads there to make sure that the plan stays on track and that the full platoon is working in a cohesive manner. All right, guys, that about wraps it up for our Squad Ops events today. If you enjoyed it, you give us a follow at twitch.tv/Squad Ops. We enjoy making these for you as long as you guys enjoy watching them. We stream every Saturday and Wednesday, both of our events. If you want to participate in our events, check us out at squadops.gg and sign up for our Squad Ops basic training. And from there, you can, after you finish your basic training, you can participate in all of our events. If you want to participate in an event and you just don't have time to take the basic training, our very first Wednesday op of the month in about a week and a half, August 1st, is an open op, and you do not need basic to play in it. But I do recommend keeping an eye on the calendar and signing up very quickly, because those spots do go very quickly. We will be back with you guys next Wednesday with another event. Until then, I am your squad lead. I was your commentator for this evening, ShadowedRitual. Thank you to our behind the scenes guy Barden for running all of our multicam. Thank you for all of our multicam for making these this production possible. And we will catch you guys on Wednesday for our very next event.